You're listening to Alaska Real Estate Podcast. I'm Chris Story, your host for great adventures in real estate. Today, you are in for a treat. You'll meet Elizabeth Mendenhall, one of your featured speakers at this year's convention, and Janice Strong is going to swing in with your 2013 convention update. Coming up here on Alaska Real Estate. Today's podcast is brought to you by Alaska USA Title Agency, your one-stop shop for escrow and title needs all around the state. Crystal and her team are ready, willing, and able to close your business anywhere in Alaska. Find out why so many people are turning to Alaska USA Title Agency. They're online, akusatitle.com. Now help me welcome Elizabeth Mendenhall.
Yeah, well, the Rethink Initiative is actually it's a product of the Strategic Planning Committee, and I was very fortunate to be appointed the chair in 2012. But the Rethink Initiative was really a way to kind of reach out to our members, find out what they're thinking about, find out how they think the industry is changing, and then to gather that information and kind of create a new path on where we think our future may head.
And where you're going often depends on where you've been. So tell us a little bit about you. What's your background in real estate? How did you get introduced to real estate, and what's your story?
Well, I'm in Columbia, Missouri, which is kind of right in the center of the country, if you will. It's a town of about 100,000, and my family has been selling real estate here since 1894.
Oh, man.
So I'm actually a sixth-generation realtor.
That's amazing. What's the lineage? How did you figure that out, or is it just family lore and you just know it because there's such connectivity?
Yeah, I mean, the good news is your real estate advertising provides a nice history. So we've had several businesses, and but I actually started in 1996. And today I'm the CEO we have a RE/MAX office. We're RE/MAX Boone Realty, named after our county Boone, after Daniel Boone.
Wow. Tell me a little more about the beginning. Who was it in your family that was in 1894 selling real estate, and what did it look like? Because that was pre-realtor, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was on my grandmother's side, and at that point we're kind of land brokers, and they actually had an office that was across the street from the courthouse. And so you could see who would go in and who would file the deeds and who would pay the taxes or who hadn't. And so they were kind of, sitting in the middle of the county seat and met people as they came in to make their payments and kind of worked the transactions in that fashion.
Oh, that's fantastic. What a great history, and to know it, too. That's really awesome. My grandmother was a realtor in the 1916, 1920 era, or a real estate broker of some sort in Chicago, and I know nothing about it, nothing, but would love to do a little research. To have the connectivity to it that you've got is just incredible. So you are the broker-owner of Boone Realty, a RE/MAX office, and you're a busy realtor broker. How many agents or licensees do you have in your office?
Yeah, we've got 103 today.
Wow.
And we'll do probably anywhere between probably this year, 1,800 to 2,000 transactions. And then we have a separate office, which is about 30 miles to the south of us in the capital, which is Jefferson City, where we have about 50 agents, and we'll do another 1,200.
So time management is something that we talk about a lot in general in business and on this podcast and so forth. And I'm thinking to myself, so you're involved in the Rethink Initiative. In fact, you're chairing it, or did, and you've got 103 licensees and agents. You've got 2 offices. How on earth do you divide, and you do public speaking, and thank goodness, because you'll be coming to Alaska. How do you control your time? How do you control your day?
Well, you have a good team, and you have people that you can trust. And, one of my favorite books is a book called The Speed of Trust, and it talks about the fact that when you can trust others and you can trust concepts, you can move a whole lot faster. And I think that applies in business and applies in relationships, and it certainly applies, kind of for our association as we're determining where we need to go. It's important that realtors can trust the Realtor Association, and that clients can trust their realtors, and that, we have a common goal as to where we're headed.
That's great. Wow, I like that in a nutshell. Okay, well, tell us a little bit then about what realtors around Alaska will experience from you. What is it you plan to teach us, and just what can we expect?
Well, I think there's 2 topics that we're going to discuss up there at the convention. The first is generations. And, that kind of hits home for me, being in a generational business, but there's definitely different demographics that are changing. We have 70 million baby boomers who are kind of retiring and looking for different maybe home ownership options. But at the same time, we have 80 million people coming up in Generation Y who are approaching home buying ages. And so, we have looked in history with the baby boomers and watched how they have evolved and the different industries that they hit as they move through their life cycle, and we're getting ready now to have that with an additional 80 million. And there are a lot of opportunities in real estate. And so we're going to talk how we can take advantage of our new up-and-coming buyers and how we can be profitable with some of the demographic changes.
And how long have you been teaching, and what prompted you to aspire to that, to add that to your already full plate?
One of my jobs is to educate my agents, and so, that translates to being involved in the association, and I'm more than happy to help try to do that for all agents. So I've been involved in several states have asked me to come talk on different topics, and so I'm honored to come up to Alaska.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Have you been to Alaska before, or your first journey up here?
I haven't. No, this will be my first time.
I ask that question because often contained within the response is usually it's no, I haven't been there yet, and then there's that same excitement that you just exhibited there. You've got to be excited about coming up here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have relatives who are in Fairbanks, and they may come and see me, and we may have a chance to I'm hoping I can take a day and kind of look around, and I'm very excited to come.
Good for you. No, you're going to enjoy it, and in September we have fantastic weather.
Yeah.
I promise. All right, Elizabeth, well, thank you much, and we're absolutely looking forward to meeting you and being part of your presentation. And you know what? The fact that you are working as hard as you are is a real inspiration to me, and all the different hats that you're wearing right now. As it pertains to Rethink, that Rethink initiative, is there anything there you'd like to expound on just a little bit?
Well, what I'd like to say is I've got the opportunity, and I still am on the strategic planning committee. And so, when I come up and I get to have the opportunity to meet the Alaskan Realtor members, what I hope is that it's a two-way dialogue, and that I can learn a little bit about some of the hot issues that are happening in your area, that we can take those back and implement changes that can be successful for everyone.
All right, Elizabeth Mendenhall, thank you so much, and we cannot wait to meet you in Alaska in September.
Thanks, me too.
Alaska Housing Finance Corporation brings you your 2013 convention update. For rural or first-time home buyers or low-income buyers or any buyers, be sure to explore all that AHFC has to offer. And don't forget about the energy rebates still available. Alaska Housing really is your partner in Alaska real estate. Online at ahfc.us and akrebate.com.
Well, number one, we have an absolutely terrific committee, and, the Valley Board is hosting it, but it really is a state convention. It's for everyone. So what I'm thrilled about is I have Angie Talent from Fairbanks, she has started a YPN group, that's the Young Professionals Group in Fairbanks, and she's working with Devin Thomas here in the Valley to start one. And we're going to have a cocktail hour on Wednesday from like 5:30 to 6:30 up in the quarterdeck, and Angie's going to be there, and everyone is welcome to come and learn about YPN and all of the great kind of up-to-date working that they're doing. So I'm very excited about that, and we're going to have a Friday night gala. We're going to have a black tie optional and a band, and we're going to the theme is going to be kind of a Gatsby Roaring 20s theme, so everybody can kind of get dressed up and just no excuses on why they can't come and have a good time. And Kate Dubois from Anchorage has been helping me with that. And so we've had lots of good help from all around the state besides our local folks, because truly want to make this a state event. And Wednesday night for affiliate night, Ryan Berry is helping with that, and we're going to have karaoke, okay, and a costume contest. Come as your favorite rock star or celebrity, and we'll have judging for that. And then, to change it up, because I want this convention to be kind of the status of how we're going to do it from now on. Then we're going to do a pub crawl afterwards, and Krista Rogers and Team Rogers out here has been working with Ryan Berry to set that up. So there's 5 pubs all around downtown, around the Captain Cook, and there's 5 different organizations will be at these pubs. We have T-shirts, and you can go to the pub and get your hands stamped, and everybody will be there. And so from 9 o'clock on to whenever, that'll be after affiliate night for a really, really great fun time in pub crawl. And then, of course, Thursday night is our pack night, which I'm all about, and there'll be some great auctions, and Terry Bryant in First American Title is always so supportive, and from a statewide standpoint, he brings his team, and we couldn't do it without him. So just some of the fun highlights, and we have some excellent educational speakers. We were very lucky to get Jackie Leavenworth, who is a top-notch national speaker, and she does some really great she does a lot of training for the CRS, and she's doing her morning and afternoon session for us on Wednesday, and she's making the sessions just for us at the state of Alaska. So excited about that. And then on Friday, Elizabeth Mendenhall is also a national speaker, and she's one of the young professionals, and she'll be up, and she's going to be speaking to us. And also Peggy Ann McConaughey is going to be teaching on Thursday one of her mobile how to network mobily while you're on the go and stay connected. So great lineup of education, great lineup of fun things to do. And the theme of our convention this year is no excuses. So with all of those things to do and it being in Anchorage, there's no excuse you can't come and have a good time one or all of the days.
Thanks, Janice. Looking forward to seeing all of you at the Captain Cook. And how about that pub crawl, eh? Sandy Erdman's your executive producer. For all of us here at Alaska Real Estate, I'm Chris Story, wishing you health, wealth, and prosperity.